All right, ladies, let's have a totally different conversation from the one we just finished. Please. No. We have lots of fun here.
Yeah.
In any case, this morning we are a men of war. We are...
Speak for yourself, Mazzino.
I know I'm a man. I don't know about you two. Let's fight for the common man, shall we? The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has stated that they will continue, or they will commence enforcing rent per month at the end of the year, before the end of the year, actually. So what it is currently you are allowed to pay at least a year's rent. Yeah. It's the Lagos State law. Landlords can only collect at least a year of rent. Now they're going for a monthly basis. There's lots of things to look at when it comes to this. The convenience for the low-income earners and also the middle-income earners, and that was actually the focus. That was why this law or this policy is being put into place and being enforced. However, there are other things that one can argue about when it comes to this policy and how it affects whether the tenants and most especially the landlords, the homeowners.
I was actually going to ask, so I'm not sure. So there was a time that people were paying as much as 2-3 years at a go, at a chunk. And then suddenly, I think, was it 5 or more years ago? It was, enforced that it was 1 year.
It's about 10 years now.
Is it? Is it up to?
Wow,
years. Time flies. So it became 1 year. And I know some people were probably flouting that as well. But what are the advantages of paying monthly? In my opinion, you just have to take a look at the short-let market. The fact that people are paying exorbitant amounts for short-let apartments for 1 week, 2 weeks, if you calculated how much that would be multiplied by how many weeks, 52 in a year, you would see how much rent they're actually accumulating. That's
so where are you going, girl?
Yeah, so I'm just saying, I think it's a good idea.
On whose side is it an advantage? The tenants or the landlords?
I think the landlords get more money if they collect monthly, in my opinion, in bulk, when you think about it.
But whose side are you on? You get me, Winfrey.
I'm speaking as a landlady.
And I don't send you as a landlady. I'm thinking about my pocket, girl.
If you're not a landlord by now,
no. So excuse me.
Landlady, I'm
listen,
saying...
the focus, especially even for the Lagos State government, is the tenant, actually. The convenience for the tenants.
It's always the tenants.
But I still struggle through the rationale of it all, however, how paying monthly can help me as a tenant. I think there's plenty of pressure if you ask me to pay monthly, because I will have to do this rat race every single month, 12 times a year. I don't know, Winfrey, do you agree with me?
Or do you think... Absolutely not.
You don't pay rent now. Mr. Aguilashe does it. So I was like, I'm a baby girl. I just live here.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that.
I just live here.
However, before I moved into my husband's house, I did pay rent. And amazingly, I paid monthly.
Oh.
Yep.
And how convenient was that?
It was very convenient. So now this is how it plays out. It's not like it's every month they have to chase you, right? So now what happened is that a system was put in place. So before you move in, you pay for a quarter, right? You pay for bulk just to commit, to show that. So I think the ills on the landlord side will be that they want people that are committed. So you don't just come, stay 1-2 months, go away, they start looking for another tenant and all of that, right? So they make you commit. So you pay like 4 to 6 months upfront, and then you actually put in checks for the rest of the year.
Sure.
So to them, you have checks. So you just put in your checks. You put in at least four months of checks and all of that. So they're not chasing you and all of that. So you just give them an order to withdraw the money or the money you sent at the end of the month and all of that. And it was really convenient. All I just needed to do was make sure that there was money in their accounts and during that time. And I think it took away. And also, I mean, I was single then, of course, and I was literally like paying the bills. Do you understand?
Well, you're not a low-income earner, are you? You're not a middle. You earn sizably.
As at the time.
I was literally just moving into Lagos.
But
so
still,
a lot, like I was literally just like building all of that and everything.
You were daddy's girl is my point.
Really,
you had support. You were not a low-income earner is my point.
See this person. I started paying my bills since I was in university.
Oh, thank you, darling. He doesn't know. Let him know.
Did you know that?
Let him know.
Oh, wow.
It's not always daddy paying the bills.
I started paying my bills since I was in uni, right? So yeah, moving here, I literally had to definitely grow and get to a certain point. So yeah, so that was literally it. So I had to make sure there was money in the account. And besides, I left Abuja against my dad's will.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Apologies,
I'm
Daddy.
like, Daddy, I'm
Didn't
going
we
to
all
Lagos.
on this
And he's
days? Didn't we all run away from home?
Yeah, but like, yeah, I just woke up one day and I'm like, I'm going to Lagos. Like,
I'm
what are you
out.
going to do in Lagos? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just going to figure it out. And
Okay.
yeah, that was it. So
Which is
yeah.
a fun fact here. All three of us left home for media.
Yeah,
Crazy.
we did.
In any case, this is what the Lagos State governor says. He says the governor advocates a monthly rental system, which he said would be affordable to low and middle income earners pressured by the yearly rent obligation. I don't know about this pressure. Sanwo-Olu made the recommendation at the 10th meeting of the National Council on Lands, Housing and Urban Development held in Lagos recently. He urged policymakers to consider the suggestion and initiate a regulatory framework that would aid the transition to a new rental system. And that's where I was going. That regulation.
Yeah.
Because now you're asking me to collect rent monthly. I could be at liberty to say, okay, I'm going to increase it anyhow I want. Is there regulation that you can't do that? Okay. I know there is a certain policy in place that you cannot, that stipulates that you cannot increase rent past a certain percentage after every couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. Is that being honored by landlords? I'm not too sure. My landlord, however, perfect.
But you had to put that in there. But what I'm thinking about is, yes, you said you're on the side of the tenant. I feel like landlords would feel more obligated to make sure the properties are well maintained, all the services and service charges they're charging for are put in place. Because when landlords wait till the end of the year, they wait till the end of the year to paint things, to change pipes, to repair that wall, to repair that gate, because they themselves need the finance to get it done.
Okay.
But if you get the finance every single month, there's no reason why that flat or that compound should look dilapidated, because there is money to fund it. That's one. Then two, what you now have is a case whereby tenants don't feel like leaving because the landlords are taking care of the space. The tenants will be more committed.
Yeah, as much as I hear you, right, to be very honest, I think when it comes on the landlord side of things, I think they would rather it yearly. Because we not only have people that literally collect one, there are some people that you can't pay anything less than 2-3 years. Do you understand?
That's against the law, by the way.
Yeah,
It's against the law.
Yeah, it's against the law, of course. But I'm like, some people still do that, right? And that's because they want the bulk cash. So talking about maintaining, paying monthly does not necessarily guarantee that you maintain anything. I think it even makes them even not want to maintain it, because now you're looking at the money in trickles,
It's a bit too meager
right?
for
And
them.
then using that little amount to buy supplies, do you understand? Like, it's even more expensive. Also, not all, like, at the end of the year, you know that you can literally do like a total renovation. If it's monthly, you might literally say, okay, maybe this there's this tiny problem here. We are solved down. Do you understand? So
here's what I think. I think along with
don't
this
know.
law, this rule, there are other policies that needs to be set in place to make sure that it works.
Yes,
if these
of course.
policies are not put in place, I do not think that it's going to be wholesome. I don't think that it's going to be
Why?
to the advantage of the tenant.
I think it is.
I think it will be
Lagos
mostly
is a mega
to the advantage
Lagos
of
is a mega
the landlords, because they will take
And
advantage
Lagos
of
is a mega
the
city.
law.
Mega cities all over the world are doing
I understand. I'm talking
Exactly.
about the unique climb of Lagos and our culture here in Nigeria.
I think, so this is what I would say, right? I think it also even helps increase
Urban
the
culture.
standard of living. Because now, as an individual, you can afford to literally pay monthly for something that you probably wouldn't have afforded if you actually have to pay
Pay
in
a
bulk.
year.
And I think that's the idea of short-let city is actually talking about. So to be very, very honest, with this, right, I literally see it from the tenant's point of view, and I think they will literally be like really happy.
I think
happy
they'll
for
be
that.
encouraged.
I think they'll be encouraged. Yeah.
Step up their game.
Yeah.
And if, for instance, you change jobs in March,
Yeah.
you know you have to move to a place that's more affordable,
Yeah.
and you can
do that.
You're not
Yes.
under pressure anymore.
And then you know you're a human being. You know, okay, fine, now you don't have to pay yearly anymore. You know that you are living in the place and you have to pay up the rent. So I believe you plan your plan.
I am a
in way
habitual
that's-
being. I prefer consistency. I park in the same spot every single
You shouldn't
day.
be telling everyone
I
that.
wake up they don't know my route. I wake up, I change my route anyhow.
All those
wake up every
ex-girlfriends,
single day at the same
you know where you
time.
park?
I love consistency. I would rather just go home to the same home
Wow.
that I paid over the past 1
You
year.
know what
That's
you do,
what he's
Mazino?
doing.
Just open an account.
Yeah.
Put the money there. Just imagine it's your landlord's account.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. What do you think? Send us a
Yeah.
message. Use any of the platforms. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yeah.
We're expecting to see your messages so we can read them. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.